Welcome back to Sociology 101 lecture series. In today's video, we are discussing classical sociological theories. These foundational theories have drastically shaped how we understand society and human behavior for over a century. And to make this video more engaging, we'll use real life examples and application of these theories to India. We'll cover functionalism, conflict theory, symbolic interactionism, Max Weber's theory of social action, and structuralism. Let's start with functionalism. Functionalism is a theory developed by Emile Durkheim, and it views society as a complex system where each part works together to maintain stability. Each institution, such as family, education, or government, plays a role in maintaining the whole, just like our organs in our body. In Indian context, we can use the caste system as an example of how functionalism would interpret society. While today the caste system is widely criticized for perpetuating inequality, but Durkheim might have argued that historically it provided social order by clearly defining roles and responsibilities. Each caste had specific duties, and this division of labor helped maintain societal stability for centuries. From a functionalist perspective, this system contributed to societal cohesion by ensuring that every caste had designated role in the broader social structure. While the traditional caste system had largely eroded, we can still see functionalist principles at work. For instance, Indian education plays a vital role in preparing individuals for the workforce, instilling social values, and maintaining social order. In modern India, functionalism's focus on stability and order does not fully explain social inequalities or discrimination, particularly regarding caste and gender. Critics argue that functionalism overlooks the struggles faced by marginalized groups. Now let's explore conflict theory, which was developed by Karl Marx. Unlike functionalism, conflict theory focuses on struggles and inequalities within society, particularly class conflict. Marx argued that capitalist system create division between the bourgeoisies and the proletariat. One of the most prominent examples of class struggle in Indian history is farmers' protest of 2020. Farmers from across the country, especially from Punjab and Haryana, protested against new agricultural laws. They believed it would favor the large corporations, the bourgeoisies, at the expense of small and marginal farmers, the proletariat. Marx would argue that this protest reflect the inherent conflicts in capitalist system, where powerful business interests can shape policies in their favor, leading to exploitation of the working class. Here, in this examples, the farmer who rely on agriculture for their livelihood. Conflict theory also helps explain issues like labor strikes in industries such as automobiles and textiles in India, where workers demand better wages and working conditions from factory owners. The tension between the wealthy business class and the working poor, as seen in strikes at Maruti Suzuki or Tata Motors, reflects Marx's idea of class conflict. Although conflict theory highlights important issues of inequality, critics argue that it often reduces all societal problems to class conflict and overlooks other important dynamics such as caste, gender, and religion, which also plays a significant role in India. Now let's turn to symbolic interactionism, which focuses on small scale interactions between individuals and the meaning they attach to the symbols in their everyday lives. This theory is closely linked to Max Weber and George Herbert Mead. An excellent example of symbolic interactionism in India is the rituals in Indian wedding. Each gesture, symbol, and action has deep meaning. For instance, the exchange of garland during a Hindu wedding symbolizes mutual acceptance, while ritual of sindoor marks the woman's marital status. The significance of these rituals is created through social interaction and is passed down through generations. Symbolic interactionists would argue that these rituals shape not only the behavior of bride and groom, but also their identity within the larger context of their families and communities. Symbolic interactionism can also be seen in the way social media is used in India. Platforms like WhatsApp or Instagram have their own symbols and codes that guide how individuals interact. For example, a simple namaste emoji or a thumbs up icon can convey much more than the words, shaping our daily social exchanges. Max Weber's idea of Westerhen, which means understanding the meaning behind actions. It can also be applied to how Indians use certain symbols in public discourse, such as lighting diyas during protest or celebrations, which symbolizes both unity and resistance. One criticism of this theory is that it focuses too much on individual interactions and ignores the larger social structures like caste or economic inequality that shapes these interactions. Now let's move to Max Weber's theory of social action. Weber believed that people's action are driven by their values, belief, and rational calculations. A great example of Weber's concept of rationalization is Indian civil services. The bureaucracy in India, particularly IAS, Indian Administrative Service, is built on highly rationalized structure where decisions are made based on rules, efficiency, and procedures. Every task is governed by specific protocols, whether it's policy implementation or administrative decision. Weber feared that such rational system would lead to the iron cage, where individuals are trapped in a system of rules. In India, we see this in how citizens navigate complex bureaucratic procedures, from obtaining documents like Aadhaar or ration cards to resolving issues related to the land disputes. While these systems aim for efficiency, they can also create significant barriers, trapping individuals in the red tape. Weber's idea of values driven action can also be seen in movements like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Clean India Mission. People's participation in cleanliness drives is often motivated by deeply held values related to nationalism, civic responsibility, and public health, reflecting Weber's idea of social action driven by values. While Weber's idea about rationalization and bureaucracy helps explain modern systems, some argue that they focus too much on efficiency and overlooks how tradition and personal relationships still play significant role in Indian governance and daily life. Finally, we turn to structuralism, which sees human behavior as shaped by underlying structures like language, culture, and institutions. Emile Durkheim was a key figure in developing this approach. Consider how festivals in India, such as Diwali, Holi, are deeply embedded in cultural and social structures. These festivals aren't just about celebration, they reinforce social norms and values such as importance of family, community, and renewal of spiritual ties. Durkheim's view of society as structured by shared beliefs and rituals is clear in how these festivals function. For instance, during Diwali, the ritual of cleaning homes and lighting lamps symbolizes purification and prosperity, reflecting deeper cultural structures that dictate behavior. Structuralism can also be applied to gender norms in India. Consider how media, family, and religious institution shapes the idea of masculinity and femininity. From a young age, boys and girls are in India are often socialized differently, with expectations around education, marriage, and career paths that would reflect broader social structures. One critique of structuralism is that it's too deterministic, meaning it suggests that individuals have little control over their actions, which are dictated by societal structures. In India, however, individuals and groups often challenge and resist these structures, such as through feminist movements or call for caste based reforms, etc. In conclusion, these classical theories provide a deep understanding of Indian society, from the caste system and farmers' protests to wedding rituals, social media, and bureaucracy. These theories gives us insights into the complexities of Indian life. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure to subscribe the channel and stay with us for more sociological content. Thank you. Bye bye.